How many people here are engineers? I love engineers. I got bad news. Nobody cares about technology. They care about what technology does for them. They care about the benefits the technology, that's fine, thanks. They care, the joke is already missed, I think. Nobody cares about technology. They care about what technology does for them. So after 10 years as a scientist and engineer and all this time getting a lot of degrees, I started my second career as an entrepreneur and venture capitalist. Went back to school, got my MBA, and I've started about 15 different companies, 5 different VC funds. My largest company was publicly traded on the the Toronto Stock Exchange, London Stock Exchange, and NASDAQ, and had 26 subsidiaries in 15 countries. Largest VC fund was a $100 million US corporate VC program based out of San Diego. And then my doctor said, yeah, you got to stop this. You're going to die. You need to retire. Yeah. It's a tough life. I got the little eye twitch thing going on. No, I'm not trying to pick you up. I'm just nervous. Was getting about 4 hours of sleep, and my doctor's like, you got to stop this. I had enough money, so they said, but instead of retiring, I became a professor, which is kind of the next thing to being retired, I think. So it's true. Professors whine about how hard it is to be a professor. I'm like, this is the easiest job in the world. My God, you teach 2 classes. You work 6 hours a week. I love being a professor. So I teach at the largest entrepreneurship program in Canada. We start up about 500 companies a year. We've got 10 incubators. We've got our own VC fund. We've got our own angel network. We've got our own television program. We had an incubator 25 years ago. We had a radio program 20 years ago. We had a TV station 15 years ago. We've got 15 entrepreneurship professors at my university. It's a big, big program. But I also live half time in Munich. So I spend half my life living in Toronto. I spend the other half of the time living here in Munich. So it's not up there anymore. But so I'm working with the. There we go. Where's my talk? Here I am. So I work part-time at the Strachik Center for Entrepreneurship. That's the Hochschule für Angewandte Wissenschaft in München. There I help teach entrepreneurship professors how to teach entrepreneurship. In the last 3 years, we've trained 300 different entrepreneurship professors across Europe how to teach entrepreneurship. How to teach it, why to teach it, entrepreneurship theory, how not to lecture at people. So I just find it terribly amusing. Here I am giving a lecture about entrepreneurship. Like normally I tell my students, if I'm going to talk for more than 20 minutes, I'll videotape it. Because I don't want to waste this precious face-to-face time with me talk and sitting there. But this is the format for the Inspire&Dine. I follow directions really well. The key to getting an A, follow directions. So I also work at Fraunhofer Venture, which is where I met Felix. Thank you, Felix, for inviting me here. Where in the last 2 years I've helped train 120 scientists and engineers and people with PhDs in engineering to teach them how to talk to customers, how to be entrepreneurial, how to start up new businesses, how to commercialize their technology. So I spend about half my time in Toronto, half my time here in Munich. So what is entrepreneurship? So entrepreneurship is really, entrepreneurs have a different relationship with reality than most people. Most people go through their life with their blinders on. They spend their time looking at their phone all the time. They don't see the world around them. They're so busy in their own headspace that when somebody's talking to them, they're busy thinking about something else, and they're not living in the moment. Entrepreneurs look at the world as it is and see how it can be, or how it could be. But to do that, you have to be curious about reality. You have to be constantly alert to things. You have to look at everything you see. You see an advertisement on television? Is this a good ad? Is this a stupid ad? I wonder how much they paid for this ad. What the heck are they selling anyway? Would I have done the ad like that, or would I have done a better job? Or a poster. You're walking down the hallway here at the university, and you see a poster. Is it a good poster? Is that a good color? Ooh, that's kind of ugly. What the heck are they trying to get me to do anyway? Would I have put that poster there? Could I have done a better job? Would I have made it bigger? And it's that constant curiosity, that passionate interest in things that makes a great entrepreneur. That's how you discover new things. Otherwise, if you're so busy, kind of like looking at your phone all day long and being in your own headspace, that's not where ideas come from. Ideas come from seeing the world as it is and identifying what could be or what might be. And knowing that you can take the action to make it happen, that you're empowered to make a difference. And I think a lot of people don't realize how important you are and how important you can be. I run the largest social entrepreneurship program in Canada. In the last couple of years, we've built a $250,000 geodesic dome in the Arctic Circle to feed the Aboriginal population. We've got a bank that we started in Africa. We've got Aboriginal people that we've trained on how to improve their lives through the positive power of entrepreneurship. And my students have raised over $1 million in financing in the last couple of years. And people love talking to young people. You call people up and say, hey, I'm passionate about something, I want to make something happen. People say, okay, let me see if I can help. But you got to ask, you got to take that action. You can't just wait for the government to make your lives better. You can't wait for mommy and daddy to make your life better, or some professor, or somebody outside yourself. Entrepreneurship is about being empowered to say, I can make it happen. And the downside risk if you fail is, it looks cool on a resume. Like the downside risk is, do you have any kids? Well, what's the downside risk? Who's going to go hungry? Unemployment in Munich is close to zero. If you start up a business and it fails, so what? Looks good on a resume. Keep your day job. And start a business on top of that. So it's all about taking action. So really what I'm talking about when I talk about entrepreneurship is I'm talking about something that's fundamental to the human condition. It's not just a business discipline. This is far more fundamental. This is about seeing fire and envisioning steam, and envisioning locomotion, and envisioning new transportation industries, and new power systems. It's about seeing the dark, cold winter around you, and envisioning a more positive future that you can sow some seeds, and that the spring's eventually going to come, and in that positive future, I'm going to change the world, and there's going to be food in it. And so this is far more fundamental than just some thing you take in a class. And it can be applied to 4 different domains. First of all, it can be applied to starting up a new business. And that's what we tend to think about as entrepreneurship. That's the first thing up here. But secondly, you can be entrepreneurial in a company. To start up a new division, to start up a new product or service, to see something that needs to be changed and to make it happen. The number one skill that employers ask for is they don't ask for people who know how to use Excel and Word, or I want to hire a business student that knows how to do Porter's 5 forces. Like, nobody asks that. I want somebody to do a pro forma cash flow projection. Nobody cares about that. They want self-starters. They want somebody that says, when I hire you, I don't want to tell you what to do. Go find out something important to do and make it happen. Make us dependent on you. Make us love you and go, oh my God, what was life like before she started working for us? That's what people want. Hopefully even in Germany. Well, if you don't like Germany, move someplace else. You all speak English. The world is desperate for German quality and things like that. You can make the world what you want it to be by taking action. And employers love these self-starters that just find stuff that need to be done and make it happen. So that's called an entrepreneur. The third thing is, of course, applying this in a social situation. This is called change making. This is a new political party. This is saying, oh my God, Donald Trump's going to get elected president? I'm running against Donald Trump, he's an idiot. Or whatever, some crazy party is running for parliament, you don't want them, start your own political party. If you see some kind of social injustice, do something to make it happen. But you can take change to make that happen. The fourth major domain is being entrepreneurial towards your own life. To look at who you are today and say, in 2 years, I'm going to be a better human being. And God, I hope you're all better human beings in 2 years, or 4 years, or 6 years. But it's about looking at yourself and envisioning a better you. And then I'm going to be entrepreneurial towards my own life. I'm going to take the action required for me to be a better person in the future. It's very powerful to say, I'm in charge of who I am. I'm in charge of my own character. I'm in charge of my own soul. I'm in charge of everything about me. Isn't that freaking cool? I mean, who else do you want to be in charge of your life? Your professors? So here's basically strategy in a nutshell. This is a strategy course on one page. So business success comes from harmony. It starts here with your company and your market analysis. You look at the world around you. You do your SWOT analysis, your company's strengths and weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. You do your core competencies in your company. You do your financial analysis. You look at the outside world. You do your competitor analysis, your strategic analysis. You do all that kind of stuff. And in the business world, we've got lots of tools to make that happen. But then, as a company, you have to have a vision and a mission. Who wants to work for a company without a vision and a mission? Nobody wants to do that. You've got to have a vision and mission. On top of that is your strategy or your business plans. And on top of that are the day-to-day actions, so that all the employees in the company are working in harmony with the business plan. It's in harmony with the mission and vision. And it's in harmony with what the outside world and the internal company strengths and weaknesses are all about. And when all that is in harmony, what's the payoff? What's that? Yeah, success, but how do you measure success from the business context? Come on, you guys are business students, aren't you? Who's a Bebe Elder here in the audience? What do you measure? Cash, money, oxygen, right? Feedback loop on this is the company's successful, you get money. Companies like you, customers like you, they pay you money. But entrepreneurship is this fundamental integration between you as a human being and your personal success and the business success. So everything that I talk about on a business success side also relates to your personal success. If you're unhappy as a person, your company's going to be unhappy as a company. If you're a liar and a cheater and a scoundrel, your employees are going to suck. If you're cheating on your wife and you're sleeping with the secretary, your employees know you're a jerk. You're a liar and a scoundrel, and they're going to be unhappy, and they're going to be liars and cheaters as well, too. You can't have business success without personal success. So if you go through life and you start up a new business, you are breathing life into this new baby. Like this is this new creation that you've made, and you breathe life into this new thing, and you're breathing your character into it. Nobody knows the business better than you. Nobody knows the customers better than you. Nobody works harder than you. Nobody shows up earlier than you do. Actually, that's not true. They usually show up 3.5 minutes before you. And they usually leave like 4 minutes after you're gone. But that's kind of like you set the tone of the company. And so business success and personal success are the same thing. So if this is success for a business, here's what it looks like for success as a human being. There's a one-to-one correlation on all these things here. Oops. So for a company, you have to look at the reality around you. The same thing's true in your own life. You can measure your own strengths and weaknesses, your own aptitudes, your own interests. We've got lots of tools in the business world we teach for doing this analysis. We've got all kinds of tools in the personal realm as well, too. Myers-Briggs analysis. There's lots of things you can do to figure out what you're good at, and then focus on what you're good at. Don't do what you suck at. Do what you're good at. Same thing with the company. Don't do what you're bad at. Do what you're good at. So find out what you're good at. Every company needs a mission and a vision. People have, we call these values and beliefs on the personal side, but it's kind of the same thing. You should know what your values and beliefs are. Now, most people, other people stuff your values and beliefs into your head at a very early age. Mommy, daddy, police, cleric, society, television, your friends. Other people stuff things into your head. But as an adult, you got to say, wait a minute, do I believe in all that? Do I believe everything that somebody told me growing up? Or am I going to be a being of self-made soul and have my own values and beliefs? Every company needs to know this. You should know this on your own as well, too. You should spend some time thinking about this. But it's going to change over time as you read more and learn more. But you should know what your values and beliefs are. Then your goals should be built on top of those things. Same as a company. Nobody wants to work for a company that doesn't have a business plan. Well, who wants to get married to somebody who doesn't have any goals? Where do you see yourself being in 5 years? I don't know, I'm just going to wing it. Oh, great. My kids are going to love that one. Where do you want to live in 5, 10 years? Oh, I'm not really sure. Well, you got to figure this stuff out before you decide who you're going to spend the rest of your life with. What'd you marry him for? He asked me to. What? First person? You should have goals. And your actions should be based on your goals. So, in the business realm, when this is all in harmony, money. On the personal realm, when this is all in harmony, what is it? What's the payoff? Happiness. Well, you might choose to define success as money. And I probably did a little bit in my early years, until I got my sailboat. But at a certain point, how do most people define success? Happiness, exactly. So in the business side, you've got this feedback loop. How's it going? What's the cash flow look like? Are we alive? Are we going to be able to meet payroll? On the personal side, your feedback loop is, am I happy? So if you're going through life and you're unhappy, something's wrong. You say you want to change the world to make the world a better place, but you're working at a bank. Or PwC. Sorry. Note to self, don't make fun of the other speakers, they're coming next. You say you want to be the world's best dad. This is for you. But the reality is you're working 70 hours a week and you don't know your kid's middle name. This is what emotional feedback does for you. Sometimes your actions are in harmony with your goals and your reality, but your beliefs are out of whack. Some people don't believe they're capable of being happy. This is a very important thing. A lot of people don't actually believe much in their own happiness. They believe in other people's happiness. How much health do you want to have in your life? You want to be 100% healthy?
Of course.
You don't want a little bit of cancer? How much success do you want in your life?
Same, of course.
I want 100% success. I want great success. By your standards. Not by my standards, not by her standards. But you define success, but then you want 100% of it. Most people they don't like that. They're like, well, health I don't want, cancer, but I don't want to be too happy. Because when I'm too happy, I'm like, who the hell do you think you are? Yeah. It's a real issue. And then sometimes you got to kind of change your values and beliefs to say, you know what, I'm worthy of my own happiness. So we're going to talk about this a little bit more. Okay, so there's this integration. For everything on the company side, there's a corresponding personal success thing. And you can't have business success without personal success. So I'm going to go through each of these points in a little bit. So first of all, on the reality thing, it's about keeping it real. Be really good at something. Now, from a company side, that makes a lot of sense. Don't be a lousy company. Find something you're good at and be really good at it. Be the best of breed. But that's true in the personal life as well, too. Don't just be an average engineer or an average BBLer or an average something. Be exceptional at something. It pays better. When I think about computer programming, anybody ever seen a job ad that says something like, we're looking for an average computer programmer that knows about 15 to 20 different languages, but not anything particularly well? No. You want a Java programmer. You don't want a mediocre Java programmer and a so-so C++ programmer and a so-so Ruby on Rails guy, and a little bit of architecture, but not... No, you want a great Java programmer. Forget about all that other stuff. We were looking for a great Java programmer. That's true of almost everything you're ever going to do in your life. If you're going to be in marketing, don't just be good at marketing. Be the most amazing marketing for old people in retirement communities in Bavaria. Through social media. It's like, hey, anybody wants to do this? I charge 5,000 euros a day. Why? Because I'm the world's expert in marketing through social media to old people in Bavaria. You laugh. My parents are on Facebook. My dad's 86. He knows more about how to use a computer than I do. Me, I don't know. I don't have time to learn how to use a computer. My dad's got all the time in the world. And he's a geek. He's an ex-engineer. He's 86, but he likes playing with stuff and breaking stuff. I'm 18. Be really good at something. Again, whether it's on the business side of things or on the personal side of things. Read a book. You're going to all graduate soon, or most of you already graduated. How many books do you have to read to get a bachelor's degree here in Germany? 40 books? 30 books? Look at them. I haven't read a book in my life. Let's imagine you've read 20 books to get a university degree. Like I read 40, 50 books a year. I have insomnia, so I read a lot of books. That's the equivalent of a new bachelor's degree every year. How smart could you be about that if you read 10, 20 books a year? Very smart. You can become good at something, right? You're all going to, get older. You're like, don't stay where you are. Become a better human being. Find something good to read and then read it. Then find something else you want to read about and read it too. Doesn't matter what it is. Part of the problem I see with a lot of students that want to start up a business is, for example, they say, I want to start up a hair cutting salon. Do you know how to cut hair? No. Good luck. Yeah, not you. I want to start a fintech company. Really? Have you ever worked at a bank? No. Do you know how to program? No. But good luck. So again, be good at something and surround yourself with other people that are good at something. I want to move on because I was given 15 minutes here. Okay. Second, moving up the value chain here a little bit to values and beliefs, make important connections. Don't just sell a product to customers. Solve an important problem. Solve an important problem. Now I remember when I had a VC firm 10 years ago, the big issue was, what's your value proposition? What's your value proposition? What's your value proposition? But around about 8 years ago, that changed to, forget value propositions, what's the pain you're solving? And I remember starting one company where we had a great value proposition, but we weren't really solving a tough pain. And I discovered why solving problems is so important. No one returns their phone calls. You go to a trade show, people say, you're the best thing I've ever seen. They signed a deal. We love you. You guys are great. We love you. You call them the next day, they don't answer their phone. Why? Because they get back to the office and somebody's kicking them. Pain, 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 pain. Oh my God, make the pain stop. Hi, I've got a value proposition. No, I can't listen. I got pain. If you're solving a pain, they call you. If you've got a value proposition, maybe next week. And good luck collecting on your amazing value proposition. So be important to people. Solve an important problem. Find out what their problems are. But connect with customers and employees and stakeholders at a deeper emotional level than just, hey, here's a cool gizmo. But interact with your employees at a deeper level. Interact with your friends at a deeper level. Is he your friend? Yeah, we go hang out and watch soccer together. That's it. The basis of your friendship is you watch TV together? My God. Netflix. Oh, there we go. Form deeper emotional connections with your customers, with your employees, and form a deeper emotional connection with yourself. Think that your life matters, and that your happiness matters, and that the stuff that I do matters, and then do stuff that matters. And if you see yourself doing something that doesn't matter, stop doing it. What's going to happen? It doesn't matter. Half of the email I get, I don't hit reply to. If it's important, they'll call me. I haven't answered my phone in 5 years. I'm serious. Call my voicemail in Toronto. It's like, hi, this is Steve Gedeon. Don't leave a message. Setting goals. Set important goals. What gets measured gets done. This is true in a business context. It's true in a personal context. If you say, oh, I'm going to quit smoking, but then somehow, well, I'm going to quit smoking sometime. Maybe next year, maybe never, maybe I'm lying to myself, Oh, I'm going to lose weight. Yeah, sure, when? Set real goals and measure it, and then hold yourself accountable to it. That's how things get done. In a business realm, that's how things get done. It's like, hi, you're an employee of mine. Come into work whenever you want. Come to work out whatever you want. Tell customers whatever pops into your head. What's the price? I don't know. Don't live your life like that. Don't live your life like that. Don't live your company like that. The things that you measure are the things that get done. And this is kind of the essence of lean startup. So how many people have heard of lean startup here? A lot of people, most people. So just very quickly, this is kind of your entrepreneurial process. You find a problem, define a solution, figure out your value proposition, market fit, scale it. Design thinking is big. There's a lot of great design thinking experts here in Europe. Hasselplattner Institute, Strachik Center is big on it. There's a bunch of really great IDEO. There's a lot of great design thinking people. That's a very qualitative, human-centric, empathetic way to figure out what you want to do for problem-solution fit. But lean startup is really this measure stuff. If you don't know what the number is, you're full of shit. I'll say that again. If you don't know what the numbers are, you're just making it up. And this is what I love about Silicon Valley. Like anybody who has any serious conversation in Silicon Valley, they know their cost of customer acquisition, they know their lifetime value of a customer, they know their monetization coefficient, they know their viral coefficient. Once they nail those numbers, they can go to any VC and say, I got a rocket ship, and here's how my rocket ship works. You want to give me some fuel? They're like, here's some money. But if you show up like, I got this company, it's going to be great. People love us. I think this, and I think that, and I think that. Nobody cares what you think. Show me the numbers. If you don't have the numbers, go find some sucker on the other side of the planet. Nobody in Silicon Valley is going to touch you. You got to know your numbers. This is the essence of the whole lean startup methodology. It's taken the whole world of entrepreneurship by storm. Every investor I know, I'm the chairman of the National Angel Capital Organization Educational Committee. I teach angels how to make angel investments. Every single one of them lives and dies by lean startup methodologies. If you don't walk in and you don't know your number, they're like, hey, go take a class. Go to Ryerson University, go get a degree, but don't take my money. Like, know your numbers, measure stuff, and have higher goals. Okay. Finally, this is my second last slide here. On the personal life, if your actions are in harmony with your words, that's called character. In the business, that's called your brand promise. And again, you can't have one without the other. If you're going to be the CEO of a company, you're going to start up a new company, be a role model for your employees. Your employees should look to you and say, wow, nobody loves their customers more, nobody's more passionate, nobody works harder, nobody knows their stuff more than the person who's breathed their soul into this new entity. But be a role model for your own life. Be the kind of man that you dream about being. Dream about who the greatest you could be in 2 years, and then set some goals to get there. And dream about what kind of a role model do I want to be to my children. And then say, that's the kind of man I want to be.
Woman.
Well, I'm a man, he's a man, so, I could be the kind of woman I want to be, too, I suppose. I may present as male, but you don't really know. Be the kind of human being that you want to grow into being, because that's what entrepreneurship is all about. Whether you're successful, whether you fail, whatever, very often whether the company makes money is things that are outside of your control. You have a hypothesis. I think people are going to love this thing. And you offer it, and sometimes people say no. Well, fair enough. The world has voted no. Move on with your life. That's not a failure. You have successfully discovered the law of the market. I mean, it's just kind of like Galileo, right? So Galileo ran this experiment. He wanted to discover the law of gravity. So he went on top of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. He dropped heavy rocks and light rocks. And no matter how many times he tried to prove that the heavy rock fell faster than the light rock, they all fell at the same rate. He failed in his experiment. It was a failed experiment, but he discovered the law of gravity. So that's all you're doing as an entrepreneur. You're trying to discover the law of the market. You're running experiments, you're running hypotheses. And so where's there the failure? I mean, the only failure is a failure of character. So if things aren't going to work out, declare a failure with dignity, make sure everybody gets paid, say, I'm sorry to your customers, and move on. Because at the end of the day, you will live on, whether the company lives on or not. So thank you very much for your time. It was a real honor to be here.